Sorry about that, guys. I tried doing the video earlier. It was going to be a lot longer than I'm doing right now. But for some reason the microphone on, I guess, messed up and made me sound like going bleep, bleep, bleep. Anyway, it would been really funny to keep up, but man, I want to tell you guys. One, look out for the book. It should be out in about a week, 2 weeks on BalboaPress.com. Look for it. No More MS Depression, MS 101. The book basically is about. I want to tell you guys is we don't want to claim negativity. We don't want to be negative. We want to be positive in all we do. Now, I know there's a misconception. There's a lot of naysayers out there saying, "Oh, blah blah blah." I'm living proof of this. What I'm trying to say is take it from a guy who was told he'd not be able to talk very well, or won't be able to walk again, or he was sent to a hospice. And here I am today talking to you on a video and wrote a book. Now, keep that in mind every morning you wake up. Stay positive. Don't claim something. Now, what I mean by this, let me explain this for a second, is it doesn't mean that we don't deal with the repercussions of MS. Don't say I have MS. Say I deal with it. Why? When you start putting MS into a different category and you change your outlook of it, it's going to change your outcome. What I mean by that is when you claim something, you're taking ownership of it. You want to own MS. You don't want MS. So don't say you have MS. You deal with it. Because we all deal with, example, stupid people at like work or just people. We all deal with ignorant people out there. I'm not very PC, so please bear with me. Just know that when you start to be positive and you change that outcome being positive, it changes your whole molecular system. It changes your whole body. It changes your mind, your thought, your process. You can't be negative and smile at the same time. I hate you. It doesn't work right. It just maybe you can. I don't know. Maybe you can. I mean, I'm not one to say can't too often or at all. Hardly. I hope not. If I do, somebody figuratively slap me. But don't use those words. Don't be negative to yourself. When someone tells you can't, show them that you can. When MS says you cannot do this, you show MS that you can. Now, like I said, you're taking MS out and you're saying to MS what you were going to do. You're not letting MS tell you what it wants to do. That's what I mean by don't claim. Don't be the negativity. Be the positivity, and you show MS and all the negative people in your life, because everybody has them, that you're a winner, that you do what you got to do to be the best. Now remember that we all deal with something. So don't look at one person or the other person and compare yourself to them, because you can't do that. I mean, I actually use the word can't, but I guess there is a word to use can't. You cannot do that, because you're comparing your situation to somebody else's situation, which is, you're not that person, so how can you compare? That I just don't understand that. That'd be just almost impossible to do. I can't compare what I'm dealing with the mess with what Jackie or with Michelle or with Beverly Ross is dealing with in wherever she thinks she's in Canada. We all deal with MS differently. MS deals with us differently. Remember that. It deals with you differently. So when they tell you MS is this is going to happen, go, wait. How do you know? That's what you should be telling them back. Is how do you know? And see, people are so worried and so scared about that. No, you're letting doctors and nurses and medication and a prognosis tell you what you're going to be. My parents always told me to do what I'm going to do, because what I do is different than what Tommy does down the street or what Billy does up the road. It doesn't matter. It's what Ray does. So same with MS. You tell MS that you're going to do this, or that I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Don't let MS tell you what you should do. So if you're tired, no, don't get me wrong. Does not mean that you're not going to get tired. It does not mean that you're not going to have brain fog. I'm having it right now. It does not mean any of that. It just means that, look, you deal with that. It means it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So understanding and knowing that, it gives you more fuel to fight a different way. And see, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, is you take something that I've done, or that Jackie's done, or that Michelle's done, or that anybody's done, and you make it work for you, because it's different, and everything works for your purpose. I'm not saying do exactly what I do and everything's going to be great. No. Just because it worked for me does not mean it's going to work for you. Like Mrs. Walls, Dr. Walls, she made a great diet with the paleo diet, and she made up her thing, and it's beautiful. I don't follow her diet 100%. I follow it 80%. Jacqueline Joyce, she follows it like 90%. And it works for us. But whatever works for you. But remember, everything you do, it has a moderation, even healthy stuff. So you can't take like a bottle of fish oil and just down 30,000 milligrams of it and be okay. It's going to mess you up sort of way. Although fish oil is phenomenal for us. And vitamin D, I'll show you guys. This is the kind that I take. I take 25 to 30,000 a day. Now, a lot of people, it might not be good for them. Now, I would say, take somebody who's about, to say, 5 feet, 102 pounds soaking wet with cement shoes on. That might be a little much for them. Well, I'm 5'10", about 245, 250, and I can't take it that much. Because, see, normal for somebody is one thing. See, this is one thing I had to explain to Jackie the other day. The BMI case, for me, they tell me, well, Ray, you're 5'10", you need to be 185 pounds to be normal. What? I have not been 185 pounds since the 5th grade. I've been over 200 pounds since 7th grade on. And I'm not overweight. Simple as that. All my blood tests come back perfect. It's just what works for you. So remember, find the diet, the lifestyle change. Make a lifestyle change. It's good for you. Find the diet that works for you. Find the exercise that works for you. Take what people tell you, like all the studies you see, and pick and try them and see if it works. What works for you is going to work for you. It might not work for me, but you know what? I can't knock it until I try it. And that's the whole thing I'm trying to tell you guys. So be positive when you're trying these things. Say, you know what, I'm going to try that. I'm going to do that. So one thing is also is like people always look for wins. They look for the big win. Like, well, I used to woulda coulda 1,000 miles. Well, today you're going to walk 2 steps. Well, tomorrow try walking 3. That's a win. Next day 3.5. That's a win because it's a half step more than no steps. That's the whole point of everything. Try it, see what works, and it will be all right for you. You'll start to see those little wins that start about this big. Let's see, all right, there we go. And then little win, little win, little win. Next you know, you're like this. So you walk a half a step, you walk 2 steps, walk 3. Next thing you're walking 2 miles, 3 miles, 4 miles, 5 miles. And like I told Jackie, when I was in the hospice, I had to walk with the walker. I used to walk out of the front door against their advice and walk down the street with the walker. I fell many, many times in the middle of the street. Yes, that's horrible. Don't ever do that. Always keep yourself safe. That's the main thing. But I did not stop. That's the point. One day I walked this far. The next day I walk a little bit further. The next day I walk a little bit further. Next day I walk a little bit further. Next you know, I'm walking 6, 7, 8 miles in Vegas in 100-degree weather when I moved to Vegas. And if he is supposed to be one of our enemies, well, that was me telling MS, because, 100 degrees in Vegas, it was hot. It's 100 to 105 degrees. I'm telling MS, yes, I can do it. Now, what I mean by that is, I walked that, and yes, it was rough. But here's the smart thing. Why don't you try walking that, and take a cold water bottle with you. Use a cold vest, one of those cool cooling vests I've never used. Just things like that. Just do things to assist you in getting where you want to get. But don't stop. That's the point of all of that. Be positive while you do it. Smile while you're doing it. Look in the mirror and say, I can, I will. Because when you look deep and whatever, MS and people and all negativity, they lose the grip on you. So you can do that. Look for the book, No More MS Depression, MS 101. We're writing MS 102 right now. We're going to make a MS 103. I'm going to write a book called The Common Sense of Christianity, because I'm getting sick and tired of hearing a lot of people and a lot of these politicians take the Word of God and use it for their own personal gain, and that's not what it was used for. It was used for the gain of all people. Remember, Bible says for basic instructions before leaving Earth. It's a good way to put it. I'm a very Christian man, as you well know. I mean, I wouldn't have said that I wasn't. I love God. I pray for you guys every morning. Mad love. Look out for the book. And just stay positive and smile.